guys, welcome back to my channel, Black Sails, Season 4, Episode 10. This is the finale, y'all. I say that every single show that I watch. I always say that. This is the finale, y'all. But this really is the finale, y'all. I watched episodes 8 and 9 earlier today, and I took a little bit of a break because I wanted to digest everything that I watched. But now I'm fully prepared. I got my snack. Hope everybody else has their snack because this is about to be a rough journey. With everything that has kind of built up to this final episode, I think that this is going to be a pretty epic send-off to the show. What I will predict before getting into it is that obviously everything here has been building up to Silver versus Flint. Do I think that Flint is going to die? Probably. I don't want him to die, but I have this feeling that he definitely is because they've just been building up Silver since... They've been building Silver up since like season 1. So it's really, honestly, this whole show has been kind of... It's mainly been a story about Flint, but it's been a story about Silver disguised as a story about Flint. It's really about Silver's rise to power and his kind of not turn to the dark side. I wouldn't say he's turning to the dark side. I think that he's just embracing his more powerful side that he has to him. And thanks to Flint. Flint's kind of the one that trained him, and now Silver's going to be the one that takes him out. And I really enjoyed the scene last episode when it was like a flashback scene of Silver and Flint fighting, and Flint was training Silver in fighting, and Silver was like, if everybody that I fight has a different fighting style, then you're really only training me to fight you, which was not only an incredible foreshadow and goes to show what is going to happen this episode. I just thought it was a really cool moment because they were just so naive to both of their situations, but it's inevitable. What is about to go down in this episode is inevitable. Since the beginning of the show, if we really go back and rewatch it, and I was rewatching some of Sith Furian's reactions to this and Blind Wave, and I noticed things that I didn't really notice upon first watching it, in that it's always been about Flint. Flint has always been egocentric. And I think the more I watched it, the more I kind of shut myself off to that side of him and didn't want to believe that he was so, not egocentric, but definitely selfish. He definitely acts in his own best interest, and Flint fans kind of, I don't think they want to believe that he wants to not watch the world burn. I just don't really know how to phrase it, but I guess, yeah, he wants to watch the world burn because he doesn't care if the world burns as long as he gets what he wants, which is the revenge and the satisfaction of seeing the people that destroyed him and made him who he was burn and die. So for Flint, this is much more than just a war. It's not just a war with the people fighting against them, Woodes Rogers, but it's a war with himself. I mean, his whole character, his dark side of him, Flint, was created because of this horrible thing that happened to him. And I really enjoyed the switch that happened last episode where Flint realized that he couldn't trust Silver, but I guess he realized the inevitable was going to happen with them, and that they were inevitably going to have to fight, and this day would always come, because once Maddie was about to die and then Silver said, stop, we have the gold, let's use the gold, Silver defied Flint. Flint knew right at that moment, he was like, I done fucked up, okay? I done fucked up by giving Silver all this power. And he didn't even give Silver all the power. It was Billy that gave him all the power, but it was Flint who really made him what he is as a character and kind of helped him embrace that more powerful side of him and embrace his abilities. So we could really thank Flint for all of that. So I do think that Silver is going to end up victorious this episode. I just don't know how they're going to get there. At the end of last episode, it ended with the walrus burning up, DeGroot died, a bunch of the people that were fighting with Silver died, and they wanted to find the Urka gold. And Flint and Silver they engaged in a pretty short battle, so I hope that they have another sword fight this episode, or just like a battle of words. They definitely have to have at least one last conversation. I say last, like one of them is gonna die, but I don't want that to happen. Like, I don't want Flint or Silver to die. But I've been talking for a little bit now, and I wanted to keep my thoughts a little bit short because I do want to get into this episode and save all of my thoughts for afterwards. But yeah, I guess those are all of my thoughts, and without further ado, let's get into episode 10.
Such is the nature of being anathema to the Empire. And the only way I can protect them is to ensure that once they walk through these gates, their anonymity is protected too.
Are we about to find out that Thomas is still alive?
My name is Tom Morgan. Is the prisoner we are looking for here? Or isn't he?
Who are they looking for? Is it Thomas? Wait, first of all, there's never been... Let me look at this. Oh, this is the last time I'm gonna hear this. I think that was the first time we ever got like a cold open on Black Sails. Like a little scene before the intro. No! I mean, I don't blame Billy for doing what he evidently ended up doing. Like, everybody that he's known betrayed him, basically. So it's reasonable that he wants revenge. Oh, is this Jack? Is this about to be Jack?
Make ready to take on survivors. Mr. Rogers is going to receive a letter from anyone's lawyer informing him I've beaten him. I'm going to tell him so. Jack. I want my money back. If it takes rescuing the girl to get Flint to dig it up, then Augustus, you and I are in the rescuing business today. Get us after that ship.
And that's that.
Victory here today changes everything for everyone, forever. And it is most likely to happen under my direction.
I mean, he wants to ensure that he's still on good terms with Silver, at least. So he needs to try to save Maddie.
I told you I'd see you through this. Put things back together again so that we can move forward. I meant it.
I don't know how to process that conversation. Because at the end of the day, everybody's out for themselves, including Flint. Flint would be the one that is most out for himself, actually.
Captain suggests you really see us likely lying in wait beyond that headland. Why don't you tell me what the fuck you're actually doing here?
He's on to
You
him.
presented a plan to the Guthrie family to bolster piracy in Nassau. I sincerely doubt you go along with any plan that promised support for the account. And from there, my questions only multiply.
I suppose that makes two of us. Because there is something in the air between you and your friend up there. We could suffer under the weight of our respective questions. Would you like to start trading answers?
Good quotes from Jack. I wish I could snap. That was like a poetry reading. I can't snap though. Just never happened for me.
I wish to cause confusion and terror amongst your men. I wish to shatter their spirits. I wish to break them. And then I wish to pull down.
The only one guaranteed to make it alive out of this is Flint. Because he knows where the gold is.
Ready the rest of the men.
Oh my god. Nice. Holy crap, I never even realized how much bigger Woods Rogers' ship was than theirs. It's like triple the size. Whew. I've waited so long for this. Holy shit. Ooh! Kick him in the face! Kick him in the face! Oh my god, this is just like when he kicked him off the ship the first time. Kick him off, finish it off. He's still alive though. That was crazy, oh my god. Crazy showdown. That was very satisfying.
Are you a fucking coward? He's just the cook.
He won't kill him, he sympathizes with him. I don't like this music. Good. Oh my god, I thought Jack might have died right there. It's emotional, man.
Don't worry. No one's going under the ship today. The thought had crossed my mind. I'm quite certain I can do better than that.
Damn, that's gotta feel so good.
Time is of the essence for
I'm
what happens
thoroughly
next.
satisfied right now.
I won't take another step towards that chest until I know for certain that I'm wrong about what I suspect is happening here. I don't know what you're talking about.
Please don't do that. Tell me I am, and we'll continue on our way.
How many casualties can be tolerated for the cause? That isn't a war. That is a fucking nightmare.
This is how they survive.
They paint the world full of shadows and then tell their children to stay close to the light. Their light. Because in the darkness, there be dragons. But it isn't true. We can prove that it isn't true. In the dark, there is discovery. There is possibility. There is freedom. In the dark, once someone has illuminated it, and who has been so close to doing it as we are right now?
This isn't about England. I made arrangements to ensure that when we leave here, it is with compromises in place that would diffuse any threat of widespread rebellion. This is not what I wanted, but I will stand here with you for an hour, a day, a year, while you find a way to accept this outcome, so that we might leave here together.
God, man. I'm
Or
getting
if not,
emotional. That was emotional, man. What's his name? Toby Stevens? He's incredible. And so is Luke Arnold. Both of them are incredible. Like, I don't think I fully cried watching this show, but I came pretty damn close right then. That was so powerful.
An unflattering end to what was once such a promising story. I suppose what I'm asking is, once the time comes to submit that affidavit, I'd so love to help you write it.
I'm glad that Jack is getting a happy ending. At least I hope he is. I just need some closure with Flint. Was he actually killed? We didn't see him killed. He wasn't killed, though.
Captain Flint didn't retire from this. It was important that they heard that. But they didn't know him like you do. So I had to return him to an earlier state of being. One in which he could function without the war. There is a place near Savannah where men unjustly imprisoned in England are sent in secret to the rest of the world. They simply cease to be.
I wonder
At first.
how long they stood there.
But then I told him what else I had heard about this place. I was told prominent families amongst London society made use of it.
Wait.
I was told the governor in Carolina made use of it.
So I sent a man to find out if they used it to hide away one particular prisoner.
No.
He returned with news. Thomas Hamilton was there.
Is he actually?
But the closer we got to Savannah, his resistance began to diminish. He grew more comfortable letting go of this man he created in response to his loss.
Y'all. Holy crap.
Reorienting to the daylight.
Oh my god.
As time extends, it matters less. Unless the stories we want to believe, those are the ones that survive, despite upheaval and transition and progress. I'm sorry, remind me, what was your question specifically?
Long John Silver.
John Silver, yes, please, forgive me. I will go on from time to time, but generally in the service of thoroughness. I appreciate your indulging me.
No need. I was drawn in.
Is that supposed to be...
Long John Silver's story. It's a hard one to know.
I think I know who that's supposed to be. Is that Mary Reed? I think I know something.
The men who believed most deeply in it
I knew he was alive, this motherfucker.
were ultimately destroyed by it.
Billy is terrible at drowning. That's one thing I do know.
Many of it
Oh, and she
are
got...
stories, bearing only a passing resemblance to the world the rest of us lived in. One, the governor, lovely man, dear friend, might be the hero given credit for the Maroon Truce, bringing peace to
Featherstone, the governor.
At long last. Are we ready to depart? Is that it?
Is that his own sail?
Still don't understand what was wrong with what we had.
Because what's it all for if it goes unremembered? It's the art that leaves the mark. It's fine.
I want to see it.
It's fine.
Oh, wasn't that the design from the beginning? I love that. I love that. Is that the end? I cannot wipe this smile off my face right now. Wow, I have some thoughts. I'm gonna take like a 15-minute break right now and then I will talk about what I just saw. Okay, first of all, I don't even know where to start. The dialogue this episode and every single episode of Black Sails is incredible. That is something that is just not refutable and something that kind of just grew stronger with every episode. Especially that final scene with Flint and Silver, them talking to each other. I don't remember the exact quotes, but obviously if I put it in the reaction, it'll be of importance. But Flint had that long dialogue and I was getting particularly emotional. I'm gonna try to remember. I was not expecting, I know in earlier episodes I talked about if they brought Thomas back and if he was alive. They talked about it so briefly where I didn't think of it as an actual possibility, but it was. And I'm looking at the Reddit here because I like reading the Reddits after the episodes just to gather some thoughts and put my thoughts into words. And a lot of people are debating whether or not, I guess, the whole thing was real at the end. I don't think Black Sails has ever done any types of cop-outs with dream sequences or visual, visual illusions, I guess is the word. I don't really know what the word would be for that, but Black Sails isn't a show that is like that. I truly and honestly believe and want to believe that everything that happened with Flint and Thomas was real. I do want to believe that. That's all Flint has ever wanted this entire show. The reason that Flint became Flint was because of what he believed happened to Thomas, right? And everything that he did after that, all the dark shit that he did, the monster that he became, was because of the thing with Thomas. Now, Silver, first of all, let's talk about when did Silver find out this whole thing about Thomas? Because if he knew for longer than what he said he knew, that's pretty fucked up that he was hiding that from Flint. But that's another matter entirely. The fact is, Flint finally got to go back to his old self, which is what Silver was talking to Maddie about in the final scene with them, that Flint needed a way to revert back to his old self, and the only way he was able to accomplish that was with the knowledge that Thomas was still alive. And that reunion was just beautiful. I mean, I wasn't expecting it, and it was just this moment that I truly just didn't know how the show was going to end, but I'm extremely and thoroughly pleased with how it ended, especially Flint's storyline. I thought that Silver was going to kill him, and I just think that it would kind of spoil everything that Flint really stood for this entire show if he ended up dying. I don't think that he did. So ultimately, Flint gets his happy ending. I don't know how it goes down historically with Rogers. I guess he lost this battle, but apparently he ends up winning the war, and he ends up taking over Nassau, and he ends up becoming the governor of Nassau. So right now the governor is Featherstone, and I guess Rogers is in prison for now, which is a happy ending for me. I'm very satisfied with that. And my boy Jack, my boy since day one, he got his happy ending. He's sailing on his own ship. He's with Anne. I knew Mary Read. That was one name that I did know. I knew that she sailed with Jack. It was just a beautiful, beautiful finale. I really enjoyed the way the show ended. One of my favorite moments from this episode was the Billy versus Flint fight. Intense. I've been waiting so long just to see them duke it out, and just seeing that happen again. First of all, that's the second time that Flint has pushed Billy into the water, the first time being in season 1, was it? Yeah, it was like towards the end of season 1 or season 2. So that's the second time that's happened. Billy is alive. I knew that he was alive, so I don't know how Billy's story ends up playing out historically, but I really look forward to reading your guys' comments on this episode in particular, because I don't know how the histories of all of these characters play out, but this was a super happy ending, a very satisfactory ending. I'm very satisfied with how this ended and how everybody's storyline came to an end. And it very much was a story that was about Silver disguised as a story about Flint. Flint, in the end, is no more. He's James again, and that is because he's back with Thomas. He found his lover again. Whether or not people believe that scene to be real, it's up to interpretation, I guess, but I don't think it is. I want to believe that is truth. And with the whole thing that Jack was saying this episode about stories going down in history, people wanting to believe them as truth, I think that really resonates with how I feel about this episode. I want to believe that is truth, so to me that is truth. That is the reality, that Thomas and Flint ended up reuniting. Super emotional, super impactful. I don't really have that much else to say. I kind of want to have a nice discussion in the comments about this, because this show has impacted me like no show that I've watched before. I'm like going up to my friends and family now. Months ago I've been doing this, for months I've been doing this, asking them, begging them to watch this show, and nobody's cracking, nobody's watching it with me. I want to kind of have an open discussion on whether or not you guys believe the ending was real or not with Flint. I want to believe it's real. I choose to believe it's real, and I've been scouring the Reddits, and apparently Treasure Island, this being a prequel to Treasure Island, apparently Flint dies in Savannah, so that would make sense according to his story. But then people are also arguing on whether the little bag of cash that was shown, Silver buying Flint into this prison, or whatever you want to call it, camp, was meant to free Thomas and not grant Flint's imprisonment. So I don't know, but he does end up dying in Savannah, Georgia. So I do want to believe that it's real. And especially now knowing, with the knowledge from Reddit, again, that I'm reading, that Silver apparently named his parrot after Flint. I cannot imagine somebody naming their pet after somebody had they killed them. So I don't want to believe that Silver killed Flint. I really don't. I guess to really establish a general opinion on it, I need to rewatch it, kind of rewatch the show as a whole, but particularly this last season, because I do need to understand the true dynamic of Silver and Flint in order to gauge whether or not he killed Flint. But I don't know. I really, really don't think that he did. I really don't think that he did. I do want to know what you guys thought, so definitely leave your comments below on what you guys thought. I want to have an open discussion about this, because I'm actually really curious to see what you guys thought of the ending, whether or not you guys think that Flint had an actual happy ending, or did he end up dying in the woods with Silver. I really enjoy ambiguous endings like this, and every opinion matters, because every opinion could be right or wrong. We don't know. So yeah, as always, thank you guys for watching. Check out my other reactions if you have not already, and I will see you guys in whatever show I end up reacting to next. Alright, bye guys.